The customer obsession answer that sounds great, but fails the as-appropriate interviewer. The reason most candidates fail this question is that they describe what they built and assume the user benefit is obvious, never showing the actual research that proved the pain existed before they wrote a single line of code. The question is, tell me about a time you made a technical decision that started from direct understanding of user pain. Show the customer research, the technical trade-off, and the measurable user impact. This tests customer obsession, which at Microsoft means making technical decisions that start from user pain rather than engineering preference, showing you think about customer impact, not just implementation elegance. What the interviewer is really listening for is whether your user insight came first or whether it was quietly retrofitted after the technical decision was already made. Here is how most candidates answer this question about customer obsession, and on the surface, it sounds completely reasonable.
Our mobile app had slow load times and users were dropping off. I profiled the app, identified that we were making redundant API calls on startup, and refactored the data fetching layer to batch requests. I also introduced local caching, so repeat sessions loaded faster. After shipping, our analytics showed a 20% improvement in session retention, and load time dropped from 4 seconds to under 2. The team was happy with the outcome, and we rolled it out to all users within a month.
No evidence of user research before the technical decision was made. Pain source is analytics data only. No direct user contact described. Trade-off reasoning absent. Why batching over other architectural options? Outcome metric presented, but ownership of user insight is unclear. Here is what I am writing in the debrief right now. Item 1. User insight absent before decision. Analytics noticed, not users heard directly. Item 2. No customer research described. Problem framed as a technical observation only. Item 3. Trade-off between architectural options not articulated, decision appears assumed. Item 4. Metrics cited post hoc. No evidence candidate understood user impact before building. Verdict. Does not demonstrate customer obsession. Same question, same technical problem. Listen to how this candidate establishes the customer insight before the architecture conversation even begins.
Before touching any code, I interviewed 8 frequent users who had churned in the previous month. 4 of them independently described the same moment. They opened the app on a slow connection and gave up before it loaded. That specific pain, not the drop-off metric, drove my technical decision. I evaluated 3 options: CDN pre-caching, request batching, and a skeleton screen pattern with deferred data. I chose batching plus skeleton screens because interviews showed users tolerated visual progress. They just hated a blank screen. Load time fell from 4 seconds to 1.4, and 30-day retention improved 18 percentage points. I shared the interview findings with the design team, which shaped 2 subsequent features they had been debating for months.
User research explicitly preceded technical decision. Causal chain is clear. Specific trade-off evaluation documented with user insight as the deciding factor. Quantified outcome tied directly to the pain users named in interviews. Cross-team impact shows customer insight multiplied beyond the candidate's feature. Notice what changed. The user insight came first, and every technical choice traces back to something a real user said. Item 1. Direct user research conducted before any technical option was evaluated. Item 2. Trade-off decision explicitly grounded in what users said, not engineering preference. Item 3. Measurable outcome tied to the specific user pain identified in research. Item 4. Customer insight shared cross-team, amplifying impact beyond the candidate's feature. Verdict, strong signal, clear hire. Before your loop, run your customer obsession story through these 3 questions. Question 1. Can you name the exact moment you learned about the user pain before you decided anything technical? If you cannot, the as-appropriate interviewer will surface it in 2 follow-up questions and your answer collapses. Question 2. Did you evaluate at least 2 technical options? And does your user research explain why you chose the one you chose? Without this, your trade-off is an assertion, not a decision grounded in customer understanding. Question 3. Is your outcome metric connected to the specific pain users described, or just a general performance number? A generic metric tells the interviewer you measured engineering output, not customer impact. If you cannot answer yes to all 3, you are describing what you built, not why a user needed it. How do your real stories score? Get a personalized report scored against the interview rubric Microsoft uses for your role. Find it at interview101.com.